Hi, I'm Turker Hidullar, CEO of iConn Technologies. I'm here with our project engineer, Fabian Herrmann. And today we are talking about how to complement onshore manufacturing with offshore capabilities. Companies have a challenge in designing in offshore source components into their product designs that are occurring onshore. And there are a multitude of reasons that contribute to these challenges. Fabian, in your experience, what type of challenges could you share with us you have experience in your communication with customers?
The biggest challenge really is those cultural barriers when it comes to communication. For instance, language barriers as well as documentation barriers. Some documents are not even supplied to the customer or is in native Chinese, where the customers are fearing that they don't understand what they're walking into because they need the full scope. And additionally to that also another misperception is that people think that it's a lack of a product quality as well as the accountability when it comes to working offshore. Who is accountable for their product?
Fabian, you have touched base on some very important points. And I think currently travel restrictions on the top of these barriers is making it extra challenging for US companies to pinpoint resources in China that could be designed into their product designs. An additional important barrier is the lack of a relationship building over time. The Chinese have a word for business relationship building, which they express as this word as guangxi. And if you do not have guangxi, if you don't have that substance, the time spent in building that relationship, you're just basically just somebody that is knocking at the door and that is inquiring, as many thousands of others do. However, if you are in that network and have that relationship, not only are you through that door, but you're deep in the world of the manufacturing and you will receive the support, internal support, as well as the network support of that manufacturer to come closer to solutions. An additional point is the lack of a relationship. Travel restrictions today are prohibitive in building important relationships to get that support that US companies are looking for in building the trust into the supplier.
So Turker, how do you think are we solving these challenges?
Well, Fabian, foremost, having boots on the ground is a tremendous advantage and you want to leverage that. You don't build a relationship overnight. It takes time on both sides, supplier and customer, to spend on a problem. You achieve goals and objectives that you're setting for both sides, and then you celebrate. Having boots on the ground in various offshore locations can get you a major advantage. With boots on the ground that are deeply involved in the manufacturer's facility, you can accomplish a number of things. Number one, you can make sure that it is the right manufacturer that you selected by performing audits. You can make sure that whatever the manufacturer is trying to qualify for, you can work with their teams locally to meet the expectations of the onshore companies. There's a lot of willingness there, but often we're missing guidance. The boots on the ground can boost the confidence of the manufacturer by embedding themselves into the quality process. Make sure that factories adhere to environmental and ethics requirements. It's very rewarding for the manufacturers to see that they are compliant with these requirements. They do want to be compliant, but they are not sure how to communicate it due to the language barriers that you have touched on in your previous points.
And so, Turker, you're saying also that to have Chinese employees talking to Chinese manufacturers would make a huge difference?
Yes, it is very important that you use local resources, guide them, train them to represent the needs and wants of the US manufacturers very clearly and precisely in their engagement. And when you keep doing this over and over again, you have a very trained workforce that knows exactly what the key ideas are. And that translated precisely into Chinese will yield a better result than a phone call, a Zoom call, where you have only a 20-minute interaction to convey all of your points.
Okay.
So, or as time passes, you build this element of relationship that ferments the ground to build upon. Any moment in time that you spend with the manufacturers, with their leaderships, their middle management, actually is increasing that gray mass relationship that will get you closer to the solution that you are asking for in the long run. Time spent with suppliers builds relationship and trust. And that is foremost the important goal that you need to set for yourself and your organization in this relationship.
Okay, Turker. So what I know, the most thing what iConn is the most proud of is what they say in Chinese is guangqi, which means that it's the oil that keeps China running. Could you please tell us a little bit more about that, what it entails?
Guangxi, Fabian, in direct translation means relationship. And there are different levels of business relationship that this one word describes. iConn has earned their Guangxi over many years, hundreds, if not thousands of hours of interaction with our manufacturing partners. As your partner, we are going to give you the access to our Guangxi that we have worked and built over the last 23 years with our partners in China.
Thanks for joining us as we talked about how to complement onshore manufacturing with offshore capabilities. For more information, download our engineering services case study at the link below.